Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
An intricate lacework pattern in relief decorates this ceramic lampshade. It's a new take on pottery. Artisan times designer, the show that combines the best Japanese craftsmanship with cutting-edge Japanese design. The result? New and amazing products.
I try to make things that I would want to own myself.
I think it's important to seek new challenges.
This time, an artisan who carves in clay. And a designer determined to create irresistible products.
It's no good. Really? Oh.
We followed their collaboration from start to finish as they created a light fixture with the warmth of pottery. This design firm, based in the heart of Osaka, takes commissions for advertising, web design, and more. Designer Tsutomu Kanaya is well known for getting the best out of craft specialists. That's how he created these clips. He turned to a small Osaka metalworking firm to produce them. The clips were a hit. 200,000 sold so far. These accessory stands are made of tin. Kanaya worked on them with a maker of Buddhist religious paraphernalia. And for these ear picks, he harnessed the skills of makers of eyewear frames. The city of Seto has long been a flourishing ceramics center. In Japanese, the word setomono, seto item, is actually a common term for pottery in general. Today, Seto has more than 600 workshops and kilns, employing a large number of ceramic specialists. At his workshop, Kenichi Yoshihashi carries on the Seto tradition by making slip casting molds. Mold makers are artisans who craft the molds used to mass-produce identical ceramic pieces. Yoshihashi is an exceptionally skilled mold maker, able to carve the most intricate patterns. These traditional animal figures get their detailed texturing from hand-carved molds. Kanaya was intrigued by the superb skill Yoshihashi used to create these pieces.
I was really surprised by the level of detail he could achieve. I realized that with his skills, we could do something really intricate, really different.
Kanaya's creative fires were burning. He would use the power of design to apply Yoshihashi's skill and create an irresistible product. Kanaya brainstormed for a way to use Yoshihashi's exceptional skills to create patterns never before seen on pottery. Then one day, inspiration struck. He thought of a cable knit sweater. This was it.
I hadn't seen many pieces of tableware in Japan that had real texture. I wanted to use his skills to create ones with a kind of fuzzy feel.
The two got straight down to making a cup with a knitwear pattern. They chose a method that broke seto conventions. Traditionally in seto ware, you glaze an entire piece to give it gloss and durability. But this glaze covers up the fine crevices on the surface, blurring the pattern. So they decided to leave the glaze off the outside of their vessel. This enabled them to achieve a strikingly realistic knitwear look. Each stitch of yarn stands out, as well defined as on a real sweater. It was a revolutionary approach, and it opened up new possibilities for seto wear. The artisan designer team applied this know-how to making a lidded bowl. For this classic piece of Japanese dishware, they conjured up another simulated knit texture. With its fresh and innovative knitwear design, the bowl generated a lot of buzz, especially among younger women.
すごい可愛いなと思います。なんかこう優しい感じというか、女性は大好きだと思います。こういうデザインはすごい欲しいですね。
Having scored a hit with their knit pattern bowls, Kanaya and Yoshihashi are now embarking on a new venture. They want to replicate lace, an even greater challenge than cable knit.
Lace is a popular motif with women, and knitwear is associated with winter. So this time, I'd like to do something with a summery image, for a nice contrast.
To show off the lace pattern, this piece will be a lampshade. Kanaya comes up with numerous rough designs, but isn't satisfied with a repeating pattern like the knit one. A repeated motif would not use Yoshihashi's carving skills to the best advantage. Instead, Kanaya wants a hand-stitched lace feel.
This part is too thick overall, so have the outline thick, but make the fill thinner.
Consulting real samples of lace, a designer working with Kanaya draws in the pattern by hand to make it look threaded. This pattern is far more intricate than the knit one. The idea is that when light shines through the lampshade, the lace design will be highlighted. The most important point for Kanaya is the frill, a feature that women often love.
Since a lamp gives off light 360 degrees around, it would be cool to have a picture extending all the way around.
A design inspired by hand-stitched lace. It evokes a page from a picture book full of flowers and animals.
If it's all flowers, then even if each part is different, it doesn't look that different. So we added motifs like rabbits and squirrels.
In April, Kanaya goes to Seto to take the new design to Yoshihashi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Oh, hi. It's been a long time.
A sleek, modern lampshade wrapped in an intricate lace design. What is Yoshihashi's response?
Oh, this is going to be tough.
I want the lip to be cut like this.
I see.
The frill that Kanaya regards as so important presents a problem.
Oof, that's difficult. We can't cut an edge like that. Not like that. To do this, we would need a different molding method. If there are sharp corners, it won't slip out of the mold easily.
Yoshihashi informs Kanaya that the method they've been using can't do the frill.
If we used a different method of casting, like the one we used for making sake flasks.
And that would change a bunch of other things, right?
But the frill is essential to the design. Kanaya must have it. In order to make the frill work, they ultimately decide to employ a different casting method. The method used to make the lidded bowl requires trimming of the lip, so an intricate frilled lip is impossible. Instead, they have decided to use a two-piece mold with an upper and a lower half. But switching to this casting method creates a new problem.
この辺りはまあでもここももっとこう寝かした方がいいですかね。で
Yoshihashi suddenly redraws the slim profile in Kanaya's blueprint, pressing for a design change. A straight-sided shape will cause the mold to cling to intricate surface features when it is removed from the lampshade. It will break them. But if the sides open out, then the lampshade will come out of the mold without breaking. In other words, to achieve the more detailed pattern, the whole shape will have to be altered. For 3 hours, the designer and the artisan discuss just how flared or straight to make the sides.
Maybe it will look better this way, spreading out gently like this.
This way, the frill will stand out even more. For Kanaya, this is exciting stuff.
I didn't realize what a difference it would make. Widening out the shape actually makes it look even cuter.
The next day, Yoshihashi starts carving. Setoware is produced through a series of specialized processes. First, he makes the lampshade's basic shape out of plaster. He makes sure it's exactly the shape they settled on. The design will be drawn on. But transferring a flat design directly onto a solid object causes distortions. So Yoshihashi doesn't trace it onto the plaster. He redraws the design himself by eye from the blueprint. As he draws, he visualizes and calculates how the design will look in relief. Intricate yet eye-catching. As Yoshihashi transfers the design, he deftly balances these qualities. Now, production moves on to the next step. The design Yoshihashi has drawn is not carved directly on the plaster blank. Plaster is poured around the blank that has the design drawn on it. This transfers the pattern to the inside of the mold. The mold for the outside of the lampshade with the sketch transferred to it is carved on the inside. These concave parts will fill with clay, so when the piece is removed from the mold, it will have convex features. To produce the lacework effect on the final product, Yoshihashi carves the mold with many different tools. He has to get everything right first time. Mistakes cannot be corrected. Since the pattern is so detailed, the carving proceeds very slowly.
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, hi.
Well, are you done?
Oh, it's quite a battle.
Kanaya has come from Osaka to check on the carving. He presses a piece of clay into the carving to see how the lace effect is turning out.
It really does look like stitches.
Maybe the inside line should be a little thicker?
Are these lines going to stay like this? I want it to have as much of a handcrafted look as possible. The lines shouldn't be that precise, not ruler straight.
Kanaya feels that the lines Yoshihashi carved are too straight. He asks Yoshihashi to make them look more like handmade stitches.
It's tough, but I know you can do it.
No sleep for me tonight, then.
After Kanaya leaves, Yoshihashi pauses and reflects. How should he carve it to look like handmade lace? What Kanaya has in mind is not machine-stitched lace, but antique European hand-stitched lace. That's the image he wants to project.
Unless Yoshihashi understands what I'm after, it won't turn out well. He's doing the carving. So I've tried to provide materials that convey what I have in mind.
Now Yoshihashi understands the look Kanaya wants. There needs to be more detail in the relief work.
The challenge is how to give it that unique look.
Yoshihashi simulates the hand-stitched character of lace by carefully combining thick lines and thin ones. He gives the lines different weights for different parts of the pattern.
It's easy to end up making them all uniform when you're working on it for hours on end. I have to intentionally rough things up. By doing that, I'll be able to give the design the right feel.
He checks the section that he just carved. Now the lace is looking more authentic. By carving deeper than he did at the start, Yoshihashi has increased the definition. He has also added more fine lines to enhance the hand-stitched feel. This work takes concentration and determination. Yoshihashi battles on. The morning of day 5.
Ooh, done.
Finally, he has finished the carving. Using this mold he has carved, he will cast a pattern of the finished product. A solid mold will be cast around the pattern, completing the mold-making process. After all these steps, the mold is ready.
Since the design is in relief on the outer surface, if it clings in the direction in which you pull off the mold won't come off. So now I have to think of how best to make a clean cast of the final product.
Time to cast the greenware. Kanaya has come from Osaka. He and Yoshihashi go to the slipcaster, who will use the mold to make the greenware.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
This is the designer, Mr. Kanaya.
Oh, my name's Ozawa. Nice to meet you.
Well, can you do it?
Tricky. Very, very tricky.
These are all unfired cast vessels. This veteran artisan injects slip into the mold to start the greenware making process. To make greenware, a slip made of clay and water is injected into the void of the mold, which is under pressure. After drying, the greenware is removed. Because this piece is intended to be translucent, it is only 4 millimeters thick. The greenware clings to the mold. Compressed air is blown in carefully to separate the clay from the mold. Will the greenware come out of the mold with the decorative pattern intact?
It's separated. Great!
But then,
Oh, no.
the top of the lampshade is cracked.
Oh, it's no good? Really? I think I'm going to cry. What a shame.
Ah, what a pity.
Even the slightest cracking means the greenware piece cannot be fired.
It's a shame to throw this away. We should find some way to use it, but artisans don't use their flawed pieces. I really feel for them. Couldn't we make it into something else? That's what I would think, but an artisan's pride would never let him reuse a failure.
The first piece dried out too much, which caused the greenware to become brittle, and it cracked. Ozawa's long years of experience tell him to shorten the drying time. He thinks that the greenware will be easier to remove from the mold while it's in a softer state.
Oh, it worked. It worked.
The upper part of the mold comes off cleanly. Now for the part with the frill.
My heart's pounding. Oh, it looks great.
And the relief pattern is perfect.
We're over the biggest hurdle now.
Doing work like this once in a while is exciting. Not all the time, though.
The greenware of the lampshade with the lace pattern is complete. It is only 4 millimeters thick, and in order to keep the design crisp, no glaze is applied. How will it turn out? Now comes the final stage. It has been a month since Yoshihashi first started carving. Hearing that the firing process is done, they head to the kiln.
Hello.
Hello.
Were you able to fire it?
Yes?
I wonder if it turned out all right.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
It's very difficult to achieve the effect just with the clay itself and no glaze. It's a pretty bold challenge.
Did the intricate relief design fire properly without cracking?
Is it okay to touch it? Oh, the pattern came out.
Very nicely, too.
The lampshade is ready to be used.
持っといていただいて。上です。これですね。はい。お願いします。
Oh, the design shines through.
できましたね。
It's done.
綺麗ですね。
Beautiful. You can really see the details.
Yeah, looks great.
Light takes on a warm hue as it's filtered through the ceramic. The relief pattern, which simulates thick and thin threads, creates the look of real lacework. The frill that Kanaya insisted on adds a dainty touch. After making some tweaks to the lampshade design, they plan to sell this piece for around 20,000 yen.
Design alone can't create objects. Artisans' ideas are added to our ideas, and so on and so on. That's how a product gets made. We lack the knowledge that the artisans have of the path to getting something manufactured.
Yeah, there were a lot of tough things about it. The best thing about it, working in the ceramics business, it's easy to get caught up in conventional wisdom. Designers bring in concepts that are outside the standard ways of doing things. That creates interesting, challenging, worthwhile projects. I'm glad I got to work with Kanaya.
Yoshihashi and Kanaya's collaboration overturned conventional wisdom to achieve something new and valuable in the world of ceramics. They plan to continue blazing new trails for made-in-Japan products.